So, Akshay sir, first of all, on behalf of TEDx Hindu College, I would like to put forward my utmost gratitude to you for being with us, for sparing your valuable time out of your busy schedule. So, sir,
Thank you, Arthur.
so, as you know, I personally know you a lot, and I've been following you like since from last 2 years. So, I personally know that how much robust structure you have when it comes to career, and how much things you have said differently in various zones. It could be fitness, it could be lifestyles, it could be various things. So, when I see a person like this, there could be multiple things that I would like to know about a person. But let's start from the basics here. You were an Indian Air Force pilot, sir, and that's like one of the most lucrative choices that a youth aspire to be, and that too, you were a fighter pilot. So, my personal first question to you would be that shifting from such a honorable job with obviously a job security, with pride, with everything, you shifted to the genre of business, entrepreneurship, and that related to fitness. So, how did this paradigm change, shaped your life or set a different side of zone? And how did you encounter this? And how was the everything? How was the journey? What
Okay.
were the things?
Okay. First of all, Aftab, look, what happens is it's not a sudden shift or a paradigm shift, I'll say. It's a well calculated shift. Okay. And you'll be quite foolish to suddenly take such a step if anybody tries it. Now, when I went into the forces, that was one of my passions in life. It was love for the uniform, the love for the lifestyle of defense forces, which I enjoyed thoroughly when I was in the forces. But then, of course, I had other passions in life, other interests in life. And after a particular time, after serving in the forces, I found that, okay, this is the second passion calling. And that was the time I started preparing for it. So I was preparing for my second passion from a very long time. And when the right time came, I exited from my present job of being an Air Force pilot. And then I ventured into my second option of being an entrepreneur or a fitness entrepreneur or a fitness influencer. So I'll not say it's a sudden shift, which people often say, because a lot of risk is involved. Of course, the risk was there because it was a very secure job. What people think in India, government jobs are pretty secure. But then, you know, the ships are not there to be on the harbor, they have to sail, right? So this is what I always thought. And I had also one thing was very important for me, that age factor was coming into play. Now had I taken this decision a bit later, it would be a problem for me. Okay, so I took it in the right time because I had that age or the time with me where I can catch up with my second passion in life, which I'm of course doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, sir, I like that's something like really very challenging to hear. Like I truly agree that the boat has to sail, but there's this another thing that is called security, and government job is like the most secure thing that people in this country aspire to be. But still, you left it and you entered a genre that is fitness. And here, another thing that I would like to attach to this streak, that is fitness is something in India that is still growing,
Hmm.
and people here, you must be knowing this, you are in this field, that are holding back to many misconceptions, many myths that exist. So in that sort of zone, how did you properly structured your way, and in that way that you build a proper career out of it, especially in fitness zone?
Okay. Uh, Look, if you talk about the risk factor, which all of the people ask, so I'll only say the reason you're interviewing me here because I took that risk, and that's why I'm here. That's one of the reasons. The second is that, look, whenever you enter a particular career, I always tell all the youngsters that there's a difference in when you search for your passion. Eventually, you will find something which you love to do, okay, which you want to make a career in. Now, that is the time when you start your life. That is not the end of it. Lot of people, lot of youngsters keep on asking me, so how will I find my passion? How will I search for my passion? And I tell them, even if you find your passion, okay, I give your passion in your hand, you still not be able to do anything out of it. For the simple reason, there are a couple of things which you need to understand. Number one is that you need to really develop a very strong attitude of working hard. Very strong attitude. And this was where the forces training came into me. So being in the defense forces, when I underwent that type of a training, that prepared me for everything I'm doing right now. Okay. So that was the credit which goes to the Defense Forces training, my sports training and everything. Second is that there is a difference in just following your passion and making a business out of it. And this is where the practical aspect of following your passion comes into play. Okay, a lot of people who think, okay, this is my passion, that is my passion, within 6 months or 1 year of getting into their passion, they realize that the world is very different. The story is not exactly what they're reading in self-help books or listening to YouTube influencers or motivation talks. Okay, because when you start doing things on the ground, then the real picture comes into play. And from the very beginning, my focus was what is to be done on the ground, the groundwork. Okay, so my aim from very beginning was to understand the field of fitness not just as my passion, but also how I can take it into as a part of my career and make business out of it, make money out of it. That's why I started exploring different fields of fitness, because there are great people in fitness who are making a lot of money. They're having great businesses, and I started understanding them, started understanding and studying different business models. Now, of course, a bit of risk factors is involved everywhere. Okay, if I remove the government jobs apart, everywhere in the world you are doing a private job or you're doing a business, a part is always, what I'll say is, there's a risk factor everywhere. Okay, now the percentage may vary. Somewhere the risk is too much, somewhere the risk is little, but there's always a risk factor. So I'll not say, I'll always tell everybody, don't worry about the risk factor. Because whether there is risk or there is no risk, ultimately your job is not to worry about that, your job is to work on the ground. Just focus on what your goals you're setting for yourself. Okay, have a proper blueprint in front of you, and just like if you've seen a horse who has both his eyes covered,
Yeah.
when you have a clear goal in mind, you like that horse. Just like that horse, continue walking. The speed breakers will come, obstacles will come. Keep on crossing them, keep on walking. There is no other option. There is no option of stopping. That's what I say.
That's honestly quite lucrative to hear, and I'm really quite inspired myself by that story. Now, sir, I would like to move the topic toward fitness. Okay, so you're someone like who has been into defense forces. Being an Indian Air Force pilot for this fighter jet, like there are various divisions, I believe. So the person who is selected for the pilot job is that person who is physically fit by various scenarios and various things that are set by the government. So my personal question here would be that what were the psychological things or what were those physical things that challenged you during your initial days as a fighter pilot, and how did you encounter them?
Okay. Firstly, I was not a fighter pilot, I was a transport pilot. I was flying the big jets. Okay, so now when you get into the Air Force Academy, you have three streams for flying. One is the fighter, helicopters and transports. Now depending on different needs of the Air Force, they trifurcate you into any of them. And as you keep on growing in these fields, in your rank and in your career, the more challenging it becomes. Look, when you talk about the training part of it in Defense Forces, be it an NDA or Air Force Academy or Indian Military Academy or Naval Academy, things are not told to you what is going to come. You're going to face everything as a surprise. So all these so-called psychological factors is something I can assess now, but back then we had no idea what was coming to us. Okay, every day was a new challenge for us. For example, if I talk about the Air Force Academy. Now, when you want to fly, you have to firstly prepare a lot of things. You have to really study a lot. All these people are thinking getting into defense forces, running away from studies, you are highly mistaken. You have to really, really study a huge amount, especially if you're in a technical field like flying, or maybe you're in the army in a particular technical field like engineers and all, or you're in mech infantry or army air defense, or you are in the submarines or in the ships. So all these places, the technical part is massive now because of the new advancements in technology. So when you're flying, from the very basics of understanding checks and procedures of the aircraft to studying multiple subjects, aero engines and aerodynamics, navigation, MET. There are multiple subjects to be studied along with understanding the aircraft you are flying. Okay, the subjects are common to everything. But the moment you keep on shifting your aircrafts, the aircrafts have different roles to play. You have to specialize in all roles. For that, you have to do multiple sorties. Roles have to be played, so you have to prepare accordingly.
Yeah.
So as I said, every day is a new challenge. I can't say there's one thing which has, prepared me. Every day which has come in front of us, we have faced it the way it is.
So, that was really nice to hear about your Air Force journey. Now, I would like to move towards the bodybuilding aspect here. I think I know that you were the captain of your bodybuilding team in Air Force. So, from there, I would like to ask, how do you think that bodybuilding, sets that one discipline in one person's life, and how does it affect you? Like many people say, like there are many negative outcomes to bodybuilding. It's steroids, it's that, it's, you know, you have to face so many things and it affects every aspect of your life. But on the positive side, you being a professional bodybuilder yourself, how do you think that it has affected your life in a positive way?
Okay. Look, it's not just bodybuilding, but any sport. The main thing about sports is that they instill a huge amount of discipline in you. And the next thing which they help you with is massive amount of pain tolerance capacity. So just like defense forces training, if you are a sportsman, you're in any sport, to become a champion sportsman, you cannot think of operating in your comfort zone. You have to push your limits to a different level. That's where the coach comes in. And when I talk about pushing your limits, so let's say in bodybuilding, when you're training for a particular, let's say a body part you're training for. Now, if I fail at 10 repetitions in my one of the sets, then my coach is there to push me beyond that, beyond failure. So again, that pain tolerance capacity, regular with your workouts, very disciplined with your sleep, with your diet, all these aspects make you a champion sportsman eventually. Okay. Now, instead of taking bodybuilding in a negative light, we need to understand that there was something called old school bodybuilding, in which there used to be a very beautiful, there used to be a beautiful way of presenting your body. There used to be excellent amount of hypertrophy, symmetry. Okay, and if you actually read and study great bodybuilders, they have been bodybuilders who are very educated. They were philosophers, they were psychologists, nutritionists, they were PhDs in their sport. Okay, now there's always a person who will be abusing their sport. So if we keep those people apart, bodybuilding is just like any other sport, it's a beautiful sport. So I always tell people there's a difference in understanding a particular sport and then going ahead, and just going ahead blindly by listening to anybody else. So if you're in a particular sport, be it bodybuilding, any other sport, my suggestion to everybody is read about it, question about it, understand things, and then move ahead.
And how do you think that one can educate themselves about, these particular aspects related to fitness? As in, there is a hell lot of information available on the internet, and you can refer to multiple sources. Some people say this, some people say that. But like, what is that one thing you feel that is important when you are reading about this, and then you have to implement it in your own life?
Okay, let's say somebody comes to you in your house and he tells you, okay, you give me the money. This is the new financial scheme which has come up, and it will double your money in 1 year. Now, it depends on how that person markets you or convinces you. There will be people who will be actually doing it. But there will be more sensible people who will be rechecking everything, understanding it, and practically also thinking, how is it possible, because there is nobody else doing it. This is exactly the thing which comes with fitness and nutrition and any other information. Whenever you hear something on the internet, you need to understand where is that information coming from. Who is that person? What is his basis of giving information? For example, if you check any of my video, every single video has a supporting article with all research studies and evidences on basis of it. If today I tell you that this supplement works or does not work, then it is not Akshay Chopra who is supposed to tell you. It is the compilation of all the evidence and research which is supposed to go into it. Second is, you need to really develop that sense of inquisitiveness, questioning in your mind, which our schools have never taught us. Our schools were always against one thing, questioning. And this is what you need to do now in every aspect of your life. When you want to understand a subject, if you're passionate about fitness and nutrition, you need to study about it. There are textbooks, there are research studies, there are great influencers and people who are researchers who are giving you very good information. So when you listen to such people, you'll automatically understand what is useless information in the market, who is giving you all that bull information, and who is giving you the right information. It will take you some time, just like any other thing in life. Okay, if you want to understand which is a good scheme to invest in finance, it will take you some time. You need to consult a lot of people, listen to them, study on your own, do your own research. Same as in fitness. So you have to study on your own, explore different areas, okay, and then you'll understand, okay, who's giving you the right information, who is giving you wrong. And internet is full of absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. When I say, actually there's no limit to how much I can say that. Every Tom, Dick and Harry today call themselves as a fitness influencer. And if you ask them on basis of what, the information they're giving is all self-made. So now these people were always there. But today social media has given them that marketing platform. So if social media is being used by great people to spread right information, it is also being it is available to 90% of idiots giving you all stupid information. Okay, so you have to be aware of that.
Alright, sir. That was really enlightening to hear about social media aspect. I was about to ask you about that. However, now moving forward, the next thing that I would like to ask is, sir, as a civilian, we really have this conception that, like, if the person is from military, he must be very disciplined, or they must be having a proper schedule in their life, starting from the morning to the night, and everything is just properly planned. But however, I have seen this that people who are ex-army or ex-forces are very successful in various fields, whether let it be business, let it be making government policies further in future, whatever it is, they have like very lucrative careers in ahead of their life. So, what do you think is that main factor that military men are like very successful in whatever aspects they do after their service is over?
Okay, look, as I said, it is the military training itself which instills a lot of qualities in you. And now, when you, let's say you are in the forces for 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, depending on how much time you spend in the forces, the people outside know that this person has undergone a huge amount of training. He is mentally ready, he is physically ready, and he is very disciplined to take on the same responsibility in their organization. That's why, let's say there is a job opening coming up, okay, and there are multiple people applying. A person from the defense forces will always be given a better preference, or he'll be given more preference because the company knows that this person will be able to take the responsibility on their shoulder. This person will not be backing it out or running away from responsibility or challenges when they face it. So this is something which has not happened suddenly. Over the years, when people from the forces have gone into the civil world, okay, it's the people in the civil world, the people outside in the corporate and everything, they have understood that yes, these people have those qualities which have been instilled in them in a hard way during their time in the forces. Okay, now they're gonna get those same qualities in their organization which will help them grow. So this is exactly what an organization is looking for. Okay, let's say you are in Google. What is Google looking for in an employee? It is not just looking for technical skills. That is just one aspect. It is looking for multiple other qualities in a human being. Okay, and that along with the technical skills will give them the right employee, right person. So that's why the defense forces personnel are able to do better in their lives. And it's not the defense forces personnel. I mean, there are people from various fields who have undergone a very hard training in the young age. Okay, that's why do you think great engineering college, top engineering college students are given preference? Why do you think IIT, IIMs are given preference? It's not because they are some technically very advanced people. No, it's not that. They're not great scientists or somebody. They know that these people have undergone a very tough training in their young age, and they'll be able to, get those qualities in their organization. They'll not be backing off from a challenge. If today Google faces a challenge, these people who they've hired from these top institutes will be able to face the challenge head on, and they'll be able to get a solution out of it. That's the main thing. So I tell all the youngsters the same thing. That's why I tell them, please work hard as much as you can in your young age. You should be grinding as much as possible. Okay, to become a diamond, you have to be really rubbed very hard. Only then you will shine.
So you believe that one person in their young age has to move forward to like good institutions like IITs or any other
No, not necessarily. I'm not saying you have to move to good institution. I'm just giving an example of what happens in the institution.
Okay.
I'm saying you have to really have a very strong value proposition in your life at that age. You have to face the challenges in that age. Okay, and all the enjoyment which a lot of students are doing today. Look, life is going to hit back to you, if not today then tomorrow. Look, एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ. हमारे पेरेंट्स हमारे को ना एक चीज़ बोलते हैं बचपन से, they used to say कि अभी पढ़ लो, आगे चीज़ें आसान हो जाएंगी. Okay, अब वो हर क्लास में तुम यही सुनते रहते थे. But the moment you used to go to a different class, there used to be a new challenge which you used to see. And a person who, if you ask an older person, okay, when was this thing actually true in your life? That if you do something today, things will be easier tomorrow. His answer is never. Because the actual fact is, life doesn't get easier. You get stronger. And for you to get stronger, you have to really face a lot of challenges at a very young age. That is important. It is very vital for a person to grill that particular kid at a young age. Let him fail, let him fall, let him face the maximum challenges. This will prepare him for the rigors in the future. This will not make things easy for him. No, this is the wrong thing.
Sir, now we'll be moving forward to the end of this discussion, this podcast. I honestly really enjoyed a lot in this conversation. But now, like, moving towards the end, uh, my only question to you would be, like, after doing so many things, after, like, living, like, there is this quote of Indian Army, live a life less ordinary. I think you are literally that example who is doing that, not only in armed forces, but you are doing that in your own personal life. So, what are your aspiration towards life, towards how you want to grow further, and how do you imagine yourself, like after like next few years, how you want to see yourself or your organization, or what are your life values attached to this?
Okay, what life values I have, we have all inculcated that throughout my life, and I'll be learning a lot of things in the future. So the values will keep on adding up. But if you talk about my organization, of course, the aim is to make the organization grow to a larger extent. Now, for example, if with my company Mango Herbs, the aim is to add a range of products, get into different aspects of lifestyle. Today, if you're focusing on the adult health supplement part, we'll be getting into skin care, kids, and different aspects of it. Same is with my program Genesis, which is an online training program, expanding it, okay, writing more books, researching on different topics. So, if you exactly ask me what is the vision, then okay, now the vision is something which we cannot clearly define right now. Okay. And there are a couple of figures in my mind which I don't think we should be discussing. I mean, that's something which will sound hypothetical till the time you really achieve it. Or somebody telling you, I want to make my company a unicorn. It sounds easy to say, but it doesn't happen overnight.
True.
Even I would like to see my company becoming a unicorn, but I do not know when, how it will happen. But the only thing I know is that I have to really, really grill a lot, and it's just the starting. So it's something which I'm learning. Just like I started my career in the defense forces, business is something I started a couple of years back, and I'm learning the new aspects of it. And I hope to learn a lot and keep on growing by the side.
And we at TEDx Hindu College also so hope that your channel We Are Stupid and this overall platform achieves great heights and we can learn from you. It was really, really a great experience for every one of us and even for Team TEDx and its viewers to like learn from you, your life experiences. I hope you enjoyed this conversation.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me TEDx Hindu College, and thanks everyone.
Yeah, pleasure is all mine, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.